The Niyamas are 5 precious steps on the path of deep life contentment. Soul flows sweetly. The moral guidelines of our yoga philosophy are wisdom. For your preparation, as usual, you can be in any comfortable position that you can maintain for the time we're in Satsang, which will help with your concentration and contemplation. So, Satsang, being in truth with the teacher, the guru, the class, group or workshop. The Niyamas are 5 precious steps on the path of deep life contentment. The Yamas and Niyamas of Yoga are the first 2 steps on Patanjali's eightfold path of yoga. The path that is designed to take us all the way to a realization of the wisdom of divine intelligence, plan, for us all being here in this life, on this planet, taking us to the sweet, deep contentment and joy for life that comes from following our bliss and knowing our life purpose. It's a path of deep life contentment with yoga wisdoms and personal disciplines, learning the power of our minds to transform our lives. As Sam, my meditation teacher, told me, live at your soul level and go on from there. Some things matter more than an apparent illusion of having power. Intelligence, self-control, happiness and consciousness. And what matters most of all is that you understand yourself and enjoy your life. He taught from the tradition of Vedanta, the Indian philosophy that teaches life freedom. Jiva is Shiva. Each individual is potentially divine. The more powerful we are, the richer the world is. And living with soul in the yogic tradition means that as we get used to experiencing life as our soul desires it, we're removed from the limits and confines of religion, science, and also our social and cultural limiting beliefs and conditioned thoughts. True life freedom indeed. The Yamas and Niyamas of Yoga are precious gifts, and there are 5 of each of these. They're the practices of self-controls that teach us how to wisely use our energies in living our daily lives. The Yamas clear our minds for wisdom, and the Niyamas teach us a soulful approach to life, so that our soul energy can flow, bringing us vitality, and most importantly, deep soul-level happiness. The Yamas are like a cool spring breeze wafting through the fog of the mundane mind. They're guidelines to help us train our minds, reawaken consciousness, and helping us to live to our full potential. And the Niyamas are 5 wise codes, guiding us in personal disciplines, with living principles, to use our energy soulfully for a deeply fulfilled life. So the first 2 steps on Patanjali's path, the path which will reawaken consciousness hidden in your memory, are about the way we think, having a mind like sky, and the way we act when your soul flows sweetly. The second step, the Niyamas, is about the codes for purity, contentment, self-discipline, self-study, and surrender to the flow. How do I live with this in my life would be the natural next step, the next question. So here are the codes for personal disciplines, with my recommendations for daily practice, which is our sadhana, and some inspirational quotations for your own contemplation to support your path to living soulfully with yoga. Purity, or Saucha. The energy of the universe flows within our lives when we approach our energetic and physical bodies from a place of purity. It's a practice of deep cleansing, purifying continually, and a lot of letting go. Ultimately, Saucha allows the energy of the universe to flow freely. So how do I bring this into my daily life with practice? The purifying practices of yoga are stretching, breathing, awareness, and sincerity in our daily practice or sadhana. And of course, practice forgiving on a daily basis. Forgive everything that needs forgiving, especially yourself, again and again and again. And I like this quotation. This is from Joseph Campbell, the late professor of myth and mythology and life, basically. Wherever you are is a sacred place. Contentment, Santosha. A redirection of our energy, especially passions, from the material world to our subtle inner world, which allows natural contentment to arise in your being. So I'll say that again. It's a redirection of our energy, especially our passions, from the material world to our subtle inner world. And this is how natural contentment arises in your being. So how do I bring this into my daily life with practice? Cultivate equanimity and peace in your Hatha Yoga or Yogasana practices, in our moving. So, equanimity and peace means keeping a cool head for inner peace. Practice the natural dispassion that comes from detachment, which we learn in meditation with withdrawal of the senses. And of course the practice of visualization in relaxation or the conscious sleep of the yogis. And this is a quote left to us by Patanjali. From contentment results unparalleled happiness. Self-discipline, tapas. Tapas is a way of expressing the passion in your heart. It involves consciously committing yourself to the aim of living with soul, allowing your soul to open and grow, experiencing life in your own individual path with your commitment. It's about devotion. Devote as much of your life to fanning the flames of your inner fire and keeping the slow burning flame within burning steadily, especially in the heart center. Expressing the passion in your heart. And how do I bring this into my life? With practice on a daily basis. Daily practices in breathing and meditation, heart chakra breathing, meditation on the heart center, visualizing the slow burning flame within at the heart center, and using Hridaya Mudra, the heart hand mudra. The practice of at-one-ment in meditation, as we have been practicing in the last few classes. And as you now know, my own personal practice and teaching is to combine the two meditations, the universal breath and the universal heart chakra meditation, with the mother of the breath practice for the journey to experiencing the at-one-ment. To see the universe as it is, you must step beyond the net. It is not hard to do so, for the net is full of holes. A quotation from Sri Nisargadatta. Self-study, svadhyaya. Sva means self or belonging to me, and adhyaya means inquiring, an examination of something to get close to it. From a longing to understand comes self-knowledge. We get to know our complexities, our personal limitations, and of course, our potentials. And how do I bring this into my daily life with practice? It takes regular practice in contemplation on a weekly basis, works very well as I'm teaching you in these classes. And using journaling can bring a discipline to this practice. And of course, as much practice as you can in Yoga Nidra, deep relaxations or Shavasana. And this is from Lao Tzu. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are, and you know what you want. Surrender to the flow. Ishvara Pranidhana. Taking shelter in the Supreme. It's a letting go. Safety coming from trust and a joyful surrender. This surrender actually is to the mother of existence, the divine mother. It's the sacred feminine aspect of the divine which gives us the security and the safety to surrender and relax into the flow of existence, which is the reason for your existence. And how do I bring this into my life with daily practice? Letting go, allowing joyful practice support you in surrendering to a higher plan for the universe. Practice walking meditations from an inner point of stillness. Even 5 minutes is a wonderful way of letting go on a daily basis and enjoying the world around you. And this quote, a bit of a longer quote, from Sheldon Kopp, American psychologist, sadly gone now. And this is on the challenge of making a life of significance and value. We will call out to each other in the darkness of the great forest, so that we may not be lost to one another. Then, like the innocent forest people, for a moment, we will live in a world created by a God so benevolent that when there is trouble, we will know that he must be asleep. And like the Hasidim, the Jewish Hasidim, just when life is heaviest with pain and anguish, that is the time when we will dance and sing together to waken the sleeping God of our own lost hope. And spending a little more time now in your contemplation.